How's it going, everybody? We got an early look at the blog for you for next week. This one's titled "A Monkeying Around." Here's your battle plan for April 19th through the 25th. We got a King in Black event on the 19th. We're going to read what that's about. That's actually pretty exciting stuff. The 21st, we got a battle pass featuring Havoc. Yes, so he's a big damage dealer on that Starjammer team, so it'll be nice to get extra shards for him. Hit Monkey also becomes available on the 21st. Fallen Dimension. We got a Pocket Dimension coming with lots of interesting details that you're not going to want to miss. Monkey Business, Crimson and Storm, and on the 21st as well, we have Excessive Quick Crumble. Alright, Hit Monkey is swinging your way. Strike from the shadows with a prehensile tail when Hit Monkey drops into battle on the 21st at 2 p.m. Generate ability energy for the Vigilante allies, lower enemy revive chance, and stop foes in their tracks with powerful attacks, stun, and trauma. So you will have a regular release. You can core for this character, and there's going to be a big reason you want to core for this character, but also maybe that's going to be a fake reason, and you should pretty much wait and see. Or at the same time, if you already have the other 4 Vigilante members done, you try and unlock this character as quickly as possible so you and your alliance can start pushing for 100% of the raids. I do think, even though we have a bio team coming in the Thunderbolts, I think if you have the skill team and the other teams that we already have built up, you can do 100% with your free-to-play energy quite easily. That's what my alliance has been waiting for. If you do decide to buy Hitmonkey, though, you'll get extra offers. There'll be Redstars in the original way, so not a Dark Promotion character, and that makes total sense. Age of Annihilus, the drums of war echo across the universe, signaling imminent doom. Annihilus approaches. The Negative Zone Warlord's massive war against the multiverse is set to begin soon, ushering in not only the Age of Annihilus, but also the new Age of Marvel Strike Force. If you haven't already, you definitely need to check out all 3 recent blogs covering the big updates and improvements coming with the Age of Annihilus. I can't do it anymore. The blogs dive into how chapters will work during the Age of Annihilus, the completely free and incredibly powerful legendary characters you'll need to unlock in order to battle against the Annihilus, and the way we're streamlining currencies with the Intel Store. We can't wait to bring everyone and the incredible future of Marvel Strike Force with the Age of Annihilus, so be sure to check out the blogs. Yeah, some really good stuff coming. The legendaries are going to be free, but the first team needed to help you get Quasar Redstars, who's the first legendary character, is going to be the Thunderbolts. And I guess we're going to be getting those Redstars through the Surge/Trial that's going to be happening, I guess, the first month of the first chapter, because they said we get 3 trials per chapter. Going to be interested to see how that goes. In the Intel Store, I think a lot of people are holding their breath on this Intel Store. We want to see there be a lot of gold in there, a lot of training materials in there, and not cost all of the resources that we're going to be getting. Because we do get resources a really cool way with the new Intel Store by playing War, by playing Crucible, by doing our daily stuff. But do we have enough to really kind of grab a bunch of different fun stuff? In particular, though, I think a lot of players, myself included, we want to see the Gear Tier 20 costs in there. Because there was a big rug pull. Scopely did a big rug pull with the Professor X saga and requiring everybody to do the saga chapters in order. Because that's not the way Professor X worked. But for Professor X, you could do the Red Hulk before you did the Morgan Le Fay. And by doing the Red Hulk, you would get ISO, which was needed, which was, for that time, the Gear Tier 20 equivalent. So a lot of players were gearing up their best characters for like the Cosmic section, because we all thought, you guys called this a saga, so we should be able to go right to it. But no, they said they learned, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to go on this big rant about the saga right now. They say they learned the lessons from the saga. They learned all the wrong lessons. What they made was a Dark Dimension wrapped in a saga skin, right? So the only thing that makes this a saga is that you have to one-shot the nodes, which is actually a bad thing because they then put they put hidden modifiers on certain sections. Like the Vigilante team gets all their raid buffs no matter how many members there are in the city section. Which is like, dude, why don't you just disclose that? And then, like I said, they're making you go in order. So anyway, a lot of us are like, drop that freaking store right now. Let me start buying more Gear Tier 20 than I currently am. Because if we don't push the chapters in order, say goodbye to Professor X Red Stars. And if you have Odin at the free-to-play Red Stars, you know they just don't put out those Redstars. So if we don't get the maximum Charles Xavier Redstars as soon as possible, there's no telling when we're going to get it up. Anyway, I digress. If you prefer your age info in video format, head to our YouTube page and watch our Strike Spot videos with all the big details from Community Manager Pathfinder's interview with our General Manager, Ryan Jacobson. Dig through the topics you're most interested in to gain more clarity and prepare for a fun journey. The Age of Annihilus Chapter 1 is right around the corner, so stay tuned for the official start. Fallen Dimension. Strike sensors detected a pocket dimension that appears to be one enormous city ruled by criminals. The world is a nightmare for your average citizen, but it's a playground if you're a vigilante. No way, really? Luckily, there's a squad perfect for this job. Activate your vigilante team and top skill characters for this special assignment. Requirements. You'll need a minimum of 5 characters for every node, except for node 6, which only requires 3 characters. There are no gear requirements, but we recommend having characters at a minimum of gear tier 17, 4 yellow stars, 3 red stars, and level 5 green ice, so this is going to be incredibly easy. If this is the recommendation, and we have skill characters like, oh, I don't know, Black Knight, and in-game Thanos, and Moondragon, at least for this Fallen Dimension, we will not need vigilante characters. But you should also be building those guys up for Arena anyway. Raids, oh my god, the most boring game mode. Yeah, even more boring than Arena. You should have been slowly building up your vigilante team for raids anyway, so this should be an absolute breeze walk in the park. Free rewards, let's see what it's going to give us. Here are the individual mission requirements. Vigilante or skill and city, skill and villain, skill and cosmic race. So here, you actually cannot use endgame Thanos or Black Knight or Moondragon. Same here. You can use endgame Thanos here, you could use endgame Thanos and Moondragon here. You could use Black Knight here, endgame Thanos here. So you are going to have to be mixing it up quite a bit. Maybe I spoke too soon. They kind of made it sound like it was just for all the nodes, you just needed skill characters. Hopefully you guys have been building up your vigilante characters if these are the requirements. And Daredevil is free to play on Mach now, right? We're having this event right now. By the time you do your Crucible this weekend, you're going to have him free to play, if you don't already. With him, Punisher, hopefully Lecture a little bit, and whatever character you can slot in here, it's going to be a walk in the park. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. In exchange for bringing justice to this lawless dimension, Strike is rewarding commanders with diamond orbs, purple ISO, gold, training materials, armory 18 and 19 orbs. So no gear tier 20. They say Crimson gear materials. If there was armory 20 orbs, they would just be flat out telling us. So no help for Professor X. Remember when Pocket Dimensions were hyped? Crimson Raid orbs and professional primate orbs. Afterwards, challenge yourself in the Omega version of this Fallen Dimension to earn even more professional primate orbs. This is going to be the pity orbs probably. The Fallen Dimension opens up on April 21st, which is going to be the Monday. So Easter Monday. Cool. Fallen Dimension Omega. Here we go. Here's what the data mine was about, but it's not what you think. We've also got a juicy mission for our top commanders. Fallen Dimension Omega is a true test for the cream of the crop with deadliest enemies you'll find in this dimension. If you've got what it takes, we have some nice professional primate orb rewards that will earn you even more points towards the Monkey Business event. Omega requirements. All missions, including the final boss, will require 5 vigilante characters. Fallen Dimension will require level 90 and be challenging content for you to conquer. I know there was a data mine saying that you needed gear tier 20 for this. That's not true. That was never true. I'm not sure who put stuff through the data mines, but apparently that was never true. Sometimes it's hard to take their word for it, but we brought that up right away, and they were like, that data mine's not right. Like, we can't come out and say that kind of stuff, but it's just not right. And I really wish they could, because people just got mad for no reason. But we do need 5 vigilante characters, so there's a different reason to be mad, right? Silver Sable has not had a free-to-play release yet, and neither has Hitmonkey, obviously. I guess this is going to be like a pseudo way to get some of his pity orbs, but probably not enough for an unlock. So, like, hopefully, I guess you've had cores and you cored Sable, or you have enough core Hitmonkey. I know myself right now, I have 1,000 cores. That is not going to get me Hitmonkey unlock. I will probably not be able to do the Fallen Dimension. I do not know what's going to be in this Fallen Dimension Omega. Are there going to be Gear Tier 20 in here? Or is it just more Hitmonkey orbs? I would hope that if there is Gear Tier 20 in the Omega version, they would specify it so that people can be more prepared. If you want my advice on how to prepare for this, just start hoarding all your cores right now. The Omega version doesn't launch until the 22nd. So that gives us, what, 4 days? Not a lot of time. Not a lot of time to get those cores up there from the arena. Maybe you can get an extra 2 different core orbs, have a little bit of a stockpile, hopefully, and then you can do this Omega version. We'll have to wait and see if it's worth it, though. I wouldn't stress too much about it. Command Center, King in Black, earn Knull Redstars. The Knull Redstars milestone is back. If you unlock Knull during this April siege, this is how you earn his Redstars. When you unlock Knull, you'll also unlock a special milestone, King in Black. Play every day and blitz with Knull to progress through the King in Black milestone and unlock Redstars for Knull. The King in Black begins on April 19th at 2 p.m. So if you unlock Knull or rank him up to 5 stars, you'll see this milestone. They do a really bad job at bringing hype if this is a free 5th Red Star, right? If the expectation is that this milestone is back for everybody, including those who upgrade him to 5 stars, which is everybody that unlocked him last time, they should say, you will also get your 5th Red Star here. Like, guys, be a better messenger for yourself, if that's the case. But now it's not the case. Everyone is going to have to just assume the worst so that we're not disappointed. This is just poor messaging if that 5th Red Star is up for grabs here. Anyway, I digress. Friday free claim. Do you know one of the best parts about Friday? Knowing that there's a free claim on the web waiting for you. That's right, head to the web to claim Friday's free claim, which is available from now until April 19th. 500 Senior Weevil milestone points, 500 XM badges, and 5 silver stable shards. That's great. Like, hopefully this is going to help more people get into that Frozen Dimension Omega, but I mean, it's 5, right? You need 100. Hopefully it helps somebody somewhere, I guess. Also, it's not live right now at the posting of this video. It's live 3 hours after the posting of this video. Alright, we're going to have more Twitch drops next week. That's always fun. Get extra rewards just by watching your favorite MSF streamers. Need help linking your account? Check our previous blog for a quick setup. We got 1 hour. If you watch for 1 hour, 2 million gold. 2 hours, you get 200 power cores. 4 hours, 500 L3 training modules. Okay, so guys, remember, if you don't want to actually sit there and watch somebody play Twitch, stream on Twitch, play in the game, trying to help guide people to do cool stuff, including this Frozen Dimension that's coming up, you can open the browser and pause it from the window tab at the top of your browser, okay? If you, sorry, not pause, mute. If you mute it on the actual website, like where the streamer is doing his thing, or her thing, you will not get credit for Twitch drops. So pause on the tab, not pause, Jesus Christ, mute at the top tab. All right, here we go. An accident in space. Let's see these events because we are all hungry right now for Mystic and Scale Gear because a lot of us are like praying we're going to push through the city section and get additional red stars on Professor X. Monkey Business. Enact street justice in raids to dig into diamonds for Hitmonkey and Biogear. How to score points. Battle in raids with vigilante characters. Earn professional primate orb fragments from Fallen Dimension and open up to 5 of the limited Daredevil modern orbs. That's money only. This is your last chance to open these. Big rewards are Gear Tier 19 Biogear. I actually need a lot of that for Thunderbolts. And probably for Fantastic Four coming. That was teasing the last strike spot too. And X coins. Good. It's Gear Tier 20. Leaderboards. Dig up diamonds for Hitmonkey. And Mutant Gear Tier 20. Alright, I figured this was going to happen. It's kind of just makes sense, right? They had a Mystic leaderboard. Then they did skill. And they pretended to do another skill one just to change it to tech the last second. So I expect Mutant now, and I expect Bio to be the last leaderboard before the Race Professor X milestone is simply gone. Which means, if you're like me, and you geared up your Odin to Gear Tier 20 right away because Overpowered put the biggest blinders on the community, and it's just like what we had to do to hold our own, you know, like arena and stuff, you might be screwed on the city section. I am hunting Mystic and Skill Gear in that coin shop. I might have to start coring that store just looking for those pieces, because I still need 5 full Mystic pieces. That's what, 125 pieces? I still need 5 Mystic pieces and 5 skill pieces. I'm ready for Global Villain. I will not be ready for Global Hero, because there's a lot of overlap from Global Hero with the city section, lots of skill gear and stuff like that. But I was hoping I would get the first 2 sections done during the Race to Professor X event. That might be something that you might have to look at as well. Coring the store and not buying everything you see. Just buying the pieces you need for the city section to get more Redstars than Professor X. But I don't know if that's worth it either. Because they might, like they did with Odin, just be like, oh shit, we kind of fucked up. We want at least everyone to walk away with a 4 Red Star Professor Xavier. So they might eventually slot that in as just a reward. But they don't really have it set up this way. It also kind of feels like this is their Kraken appreciation way for Professor X. Like, hey, you did it ahead of time. Here's your Red Stars. Go with God. Have fun. Right? So take for that what you will. I'll probably bite the bullet and start trying to reset a little bit more often for skill and Mystic gear. Command Center, Starlight Vigil. Continue visiting the Command Center to check off tasks that reward an Axeman in space milestone progress. Spend Vigilante Showcase energy, battle Words Vigilante, upgrade Vigilante gear tiers. This has showed every single blog for the last 2-3 weeks. It's not in game. I don't know what this is. I don't think this is real. And battling Cosmic Crucible with Lalandra. Rewards an Axeman in space milestone progress. Cool. Crimson Storm. This is going to be our Alliance event. Battling Chaotic Storm raids and collect the new and improved Allied Supply Orb Fragments. I got 4 million gold from this orb today. That was crazy. Also, this is where they put all the Strike Pass premium tier gold. So it's just kind of there for free now. So less value for Strike Pass buyers, but a lot more gold for everybody else. I kind of like this Alliance milestone better. I will say, the current one we have is different from the 2 previous. The 2 previous, you can collect that final milestone with a free-to-play Alliance, just going hard on raids. The one right now you can't, but I believe we get all the way up to the Mega Gold Orbs, so that's kind of all I care about. So hopefully, at least they didn't make it any worse, but, you know, more hopefully they put it back to what it was. Excessive. Unleash your XG Outlaws in the Quick Rumbles. We got Blitz with X-Force characters, with bonus points for those at 5 or 7 stars. This is going to give us X-Men badges, so no big deal there. All right. It sounds like we're going to have a fun week of Marvel Strike Force. We got some free stuff coming. We will have at least one Frozen Dimension that, I mean, the only exciting thing here for a lot of players is just going to be the golden training modules, right? Not many people care too much about Armor 18 or 19 orbs. Diamond orbs, I mean, let's just call it what it is. This is just Diamond direct promotion credits, because all you pull from this is dupes anyway. And some Hitmonkey pity orbs. You might get like an extra 5 stars of Hitmonkey. Woohoo! But maybe some of you bought or you got lucky on some of the pity orbs. You have the full Vigilante team ready to go, and you're going to be able to get even more 5 more stars for Hitmonkey. I think for some reason inside me, I'm both hoping and dreading that there's going to be Gear Tier 20 in the Omega version of this. Which, by the way, this is something that we've asked for. Not the envoys. The community has asked for this. If you want there to be a hard pocket dimension, that's fine. But make there be a pocket dimension that's super accessible for the entire community. And if this pocket dimension is at Gear Tier 17, 4 yellow stars, 3 red stars, this is super accessible for any endgame player, right? So I really like that they have a really accessible one, and that they're going to have a much more difficult one. But is it going to be more difficult, or is it just a tag check? Do you have the 5 characters? I guess we have to wait and see, and we'll have to wait and see if we're going to get the 5th red Knull, 5th red star for Knull or not. Lots of questions this blog didn't answer, I guess. But still pretty cool to see that we got a lot of fun stuff coming this week. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this blog. But for now, stay happy, stay healthy, have yourselves a wonderful day. If you liked the video, leave it a like, share with your friends. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.